What's up? It's Susie from HeyGrillHey.com, and today we're throwing down some jalapeno cheddar cornbread cooked on the grill because honestly, a great barbecue is only as good as the sides. Let's do it. Before we go make our cornbread batter, we've got to get our skillet preheating. Now we want our grill at 425 degrees, and if you're baking on a grill, you really want something that gives you a deflector plate so you don't have direct heat right under what you're cooking, or you'll have burned bottoms, undercooked tops. We're gonna start at 425 degrees to preheat our skillet so we get those super crispy edges. But right after we add our batter, we're gonna drop the temperature in the grill down to 350 degrees. If you don't have a grill that has the deflector plate that you can change temperatures, you can also do this in your oven. But this type of baking works really well on a pellet grill. It works really well on a gas grill with a second shelf where you can alter the temperatures and make them go up and down pretty quickly. Whoop. So we're gonna let that rock and roll at 425 while we make our batter, and then once it's preheated, we're gonna get everything in. With my cast iron skillet preheating, it's time to make our batter. It's a very simple cornbread batter with a little extra zhuzh with the cheddar and jalapenos. We're gonna start by mixing our dry ingredients. You want about 1 1/4 cups of cornmeal. I like to use just classic yellow cornmeal. And then 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I really like the mix of the cornmeal and the flour. It gives you that like gritty crunchiness that you want from a cornbread, but a light fluffiness as well. It's not like a super cakey cornbread, but it hits that nice sweet spot right in the middle. 2 teaspoons of baking soda and a teaspoon of fine salt. Just give it a little mix to incorporate the baking soda and the salt evenly throughout your flour and your cornmeal. I'm also gonna add my cheddar cheese and my jalapenos directly to my dry mix. Doing it this way prevents the jalapenos and the cheddar from sinking to the bottom because they get coated in a really light dusting of flour, and it keeps them suspended in the cornbread mixture. There's about 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese and 1 jalapeno that's been seeded and diced. Just give that a mix to coat the jalapenos and the cheese. Next, we're gonna put together the wet ingredients. For our wet batter, we're gonna start with 1 cup of buttermilk. Most grocery store buttermilks are actually low-fat buttermilk, but if you are blessed enough to have a dairy close to you, or you can find full-fat buttermilk at your grocery store, I highly recommend it. Fat equals flavor, and that's no exception in this recipe. Need 1 cup, and then 1/3 cup of whole milk. We're also gonna add in 2 whole eggs, 1/4 cup of honey. I'm just gonna eyeball it. If it comes out a little bit sweeter, that's not that big of a deal. I've tried all of the tricks. Spraying the thing like your measuring cup with cooking oil so that it slides out easier. I've done it all. I think it's always obnoxious to clean the honey measuring cup. So if I think I can eyeball it, I probably just will. That was probably 4 tablespoons. I'm gonna give that a whisk to break up the egg yolks. And then I'm gonna stir in 1/4 cup of melted butter. I'm going to pour my wet ingredients into my dry ingredients and stir slowly and until it's just moistened. If I stir it too much, I'm gonna have tough cornbread. We want it to be light and fluffy. The batter smells amazing. The charcoal on the grill smells amazing. Let's go cook our cornbread. Oh, I forgot something. Don't leave to go cook your cornbread without bringing a whole sliced jalapeno with you. This is gonna go directly on top of our batter once we pour it into our skillet. We got a nice hot skillet. It's time for our next steps. I'm gonna pour 4 tablespoons of melted butter into my hot pan. Probably use gloves and not just my hoodie, but I am who I am. Into our sizzling butter goes our cornbread batter. I'm gonna top it quickly with my sliced jalapenos. Well, that's a lot of jalapenos. Push it back into the grill and close the door. We actually lost a little bit of heat by having the door open, and that is perfect because what we want to do right now is drop that temperature down to 350 degrees. The 425 is for that crispy, crunchy outside. The 350 is to help finish baking through. Oh, okay. This usually takes about 40 minutes to bake all the way through, but you can start checking after about 30 minutes. 40 minutes in and our beautiful cornbread is ready to come off of the grill. We've got some nice goldeny edges. Our jalapenos are cooked through and kind of floating across the top. We're just gonna let this cool for a couple of minutes before we slice it and top it with a little more honey. I like to finish my cornbread with a little bit more honey because I think the sweetness is really beautiful with that sharp cheddar and the slightly spicy jalapenos. But you have to look at how beautiful the crumb is. The crust itself is really golden brown and crunchy from that high heat skillet that we had in the beginning. And then it is tender and moist, and you can see the little stringy bits of that sharp cheddar cheese in there. I'm so excited. Yes, this is a too big for TV bite, but I'm doing it anyway, sorry. Listen. If you really wanted to question your life choices, you could put a little extra butter on here. But it's so decadent, you don't even need to. It's moist, it's flavorful, it's perfectly textured with the crispy and the chewy, and everything about it is absolutely wonderful. Now, if you're asking me, I said it in the beginning of the video, great barbecue is great barbecue, but a meal happens when you make really delicious sides. I think this is a side dish that will bring any barbecue to the absolute next level. I hope you guys give this one a try. The recipe is available at heygrillhey.com or on the Hey Grill Hey app. The app is available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. There's over 600 recipes on there with one singular goal: to help you make better barbecue so you can feed the people you love and become a backyard barbecue hero. Now, if you try this recipe, if it turns out beautifully for you, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more recipes just like this one to help you elevate your backyard barbecue game, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time. Oh my gosh. Brandon's filling in for Taste Test Todd today. What do you think, Brandon?
This stuff is phenomenal.
Oh, I don't have a good camera audio on. I don't wear a microphone.
Man.
Yell real loud. Give me thumbs up.
This stuff is real good.
Yes.